Hey, I'm live. Please forgive me. I done it wrong. Whilst I need to wait for the 20-second feedback loop, I done it wrong. Like, sometimes you just miss stuff, isn't it? And basically, when you're scheduling a live, if I forgot to press mobile. Sorry, I'm all up in the camera. I forgot to press mobile. Instead, and I was kind of just on streaming software. It's come through now. Okay, so I know the sound works, but forgive me for my lateness. I've done it wrong. I pressed streaming software instead of mobile. So when I've come on my phone, it wasn't allowing me to start. So I had to delete the old one and do it again. So that is why. But anyway, I have been really moved to go into like talking about what is hidden, what's kind of on my mind, what I'm about, just what I'm about really. I've just been wanting to talk about it. And then not only that, but my dreams have been wild, and I've also been getting like extra courage, would I say, in terms of the direction I'd like to go into, in terms of talking about it, just kind of like being bold and talking about it. And I basically see that I popped up on my phone. Yeah, I basically see that is in respect of the current energies of the sun being in Pisces and Neptune being in Pisces as well. And we're touching a little bit with Mercury as that does transit today. So we will be talking about that. But those are, that's how I found the natural energies has impacted me. So I like to kind of open up with how it has impacted me to kind of relate to life, because that's the most important thing. There's no point in doing any of this if we're not relating it to our lives. So welcome. My name is Kelita, Sahliah if you are new. If you're not, then welcome. On my channel, I share my perspective and my lens on how I view reality around that we share together. And this segment is astrology of the sky. So over here, we use the visible sky to see and interpret astrology, which is basically astronomy. I have done a whole video kind of explaining why I choose the sky. Hey, I've done a whole video on why I choose to interpret the sky. So it is in the link in the description below. So it kind of saves time instead of me explaining it all the time. But yes, we do use the visible sky over here, but never take my word for it. Download the app. It's called Stellarium, and it looks like this. And that way you can see for yourself. Just point it up at the sky and it will tell you. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, get your calendar. Like, after this live, this is the physical copy and it is ready. So after this live, I do just need to list it on Etsy, but it is ready, the physical and the digital. So if you'd like a physical copy, it's available. And if you'd like the digital copy, that is available too. So all available on Etsy. Make sure you're there. Make sure you're following me on my social links as well. These are my main social media links. And yes, so without further ado, because we're a little bit late anyway, the order. So, you know, from the beginning, all of this will be timestamped. So if you want to come back to it, etc., it will be timestamped. But the order of this video, we're going to start off with the transits. After the transits, we'll move into the moon transits. After the moon transits, which is the move of our emotions, how our emotions will move us, we tap into tarot. And I've got like oracle cards as well. Depending if I feel drawn to it, we might pull an oracle card. And then we'll move back into the present after we've looked at the week ahead we finish off in the present moment, which is today, the energies of today. So without further ado, let's get into it. A 5-minute introduction. We're getting better. So as I said before, these are all my socials. It's just Kelita Sahliah, but TikTok has an 8 at the end of it because I've got no access to my other account. This is my hashtag that I'm using, people, because I like it. It's our sky, our story. Okay, our sky, our story. So if you want to tag me in that, I'll look out for it. And these are the luminary positions. This is where they will be on the 19th of March. So on Sunday, the 19th of March, this is where they will be. So the sun will be in Pisces, the moon in Aquarius. What's this one? Mercury in Pisces as well. Pluto in why is Pluto down? Pluto in Capricorn. Venus will be in Aries. Mars will be in Taurus. Jupiter in Pisces as well. Lilith is still in Leo. Saturn is in Aquarius. Uranus is in Aries. Neptune is in Pisces. Fortuna is in Ophiuchus. And Chiron, the wounded soldier, is chilling in Pisces. So stick around as well for a video. I'm going to do a video like literally going into detail on how the current luminary positions is literally benefiting you. I want to do like a whole video because obviously I mainly focus on the transits during the lives. So I do want to do a whole video on how in this moment in time it is impacting us. And when could I do that? This weekend? If not this weekend, it's next weekend when I'm child free. But anyway, let's move into the transits. So the transits happening this week, main things to look out for. It is a new moon, new moon on the 21st, which will be in Pisces, but we'll look into that when we touch in Pisces. But right now, Mercury, what Mercury is doing, I'm going to show you as well in the calendar because it's my calendar and I love it. my product. So next week, as you can see, we're touching into spring, we're touching into the equinox. But as you can see here, on the 22nd, Mercury touches into Cetus, and then it moves back out again on the 23rd. So it literally has its Cetus watery dip. Okay, and like I says, people, I know the numbers look small here, but this is the proper one that starts from April. Okay, it's just that that was the first prototype, but we've upgraded. We're doing April to April zodiac, Aries to Pisces now. Okay, so with that being said, this Mercury dip, what is Mercury doing? So on the 22nd, I'll put it on the board. Mercury enters Cetus, the whale, not really the best, and then the 23rd, it's popping back up into Pisces. So in essence, it's literally just like, for one day. It is a short period, but I find it interesting and I think it's worth observing, especially observing your thoughts, your feelings, the way you exchange your energy. Basically on the 22nd, pay attention to how you're exchanging your energy. So Cetus, it's a water sign, and as it is like a whale in essence, I see that as the alchemization. So I've said before, Ophiuchus is the transmuter of energy, your DNA, your vibrational frequency, so to say, your energy literally, because it Ophiuchus is linked to magnesium, so it's the generator of energy. Your energy changes, and once that changes, Cetus then comes along a bit later after Capricorn and Aquarius. Cetus comes in and yeah, come back, it's fine. Come back when you're ready. It will be time-stamped, like I said. So Cetus is the alchemization of that. So once you've now transformed, Cetus comes and alchemizes. Okay, so what I'm seeing now, Mercury being the messenger, is God's messenger. It is your thought process. It's in simple, to put it in a blanket suite, it's how you exchange energy. How you exchange energy. So this can be from thoughts, the thoughts you have in yourself. It's that exchange of energy. It's that messenger. There's messages passing back and forth, back and forth. That is Mercury. It is it's air, the messenger. So as that is basically the messenger, it's how you exchange also with other people. So it does cover commerce, money, basically your thought process, how you're literally exchanging. Pay attention to what happens here. Because I see this whole zodiac wheel as a spiral. So in essence, you go around it, you have your transmutator, and then you level up. So Cetus is that, okay, we've gone around the astrological wheel. You've changed, you've learned, you've grown. Now it's time to alchemize all what you've done throughout this whole wheel. And then as Aries comes along, you become new again, or you tap back into Pisces and you become new again when you reach Aries. So that's how I see Cetus, basically. And of course, all of the luminaries have had this watery dip. The sun's the only one that doesn't go that close to it, but it still passes through it. So in essence, even until now, the sun is having its transformation. Your ego is operating through the lens of having that alchemization process. It's like, okay, you now know what you've done. You've learnt your lessons. You've gained the wisdom. It's time to alchemize it all. So the sun is doing that too. The sun is doing that. So your ego is, I'd say it will be attracting opportunities to you that will allow you to show that you have alchemized your knowing in everything. That's what your ego will be doing, I'm seeing, whilst it's in Pisces, because it's still quite close. And even as the sun is in Aries, it's still quite close to Cetus. So between Aries, Pisces and Aries, it's a whole alchemization process, really. It's the end, the last one, coming into the beginning, the new, and Cetus helps that. I've learned something, or something's popped up to me that's quite interesting. It's basically, I kind of see not all of them, but the extra constellations that are quite far out, but also near. It's like they're more so your energetic field, your aura, your toroidal field. So yeah, it's an idea I'm ready to explore a bit more, but I had a light bulb moment, so I'd like to go deep into that. But anyway, as I've been saying, Mercury, then your thought process, how you exchange your energy, it's having that level up time now. It's like, okay, this is how you've been exchanging. Yes, sweetie pie. Can you go? You need to go and ask Nanny. No, it's time to turn that off now and go to bed. It's time to turn that off and go to bed. Yes. Good night, darling. Okay. Bundles of joy. Good night, sweetheart. Mommy's working. Bundles of joy. They're amazing. So they remind me to just stay young. Like my son wants me to do backflips and stuff. So I'm gonna do it. We're gonna learn together, you see. But anyway, the way you exchange your energy, your thought process, what you're thinking, is having that level up. You've gone around the zodiac wheel, and it's time now in how you exchange your energy through your thoughts, through your communication, your money. It's time now to step up. You've experienced it. It's time. It's getting ready for the new. And as I said, Pisces anyway is always that as I see as the yin and the yang, the koi fish, it's basically that perfect balance of energies. So it's like, okay, you've gone and you've experienced that now. It's time to have that watery birth. We see it everywhere. It's on the movies, it's on the music videos, it's on the advertisements, for crying out loud. It's shown, symbolism is everywhere, and it's within our sky and our story. Literally that watery birth that you walk through, you're birthed. You know, we come through our mother's waters, our waters break, isn't it? And then we come through the birth canal. It's always a water birth. So it's like we're having that water birth of, okay, this is the balance of energies now. Step through it and become new. You've got that balance of energy to basically go around that zodiac wheel again, to spiral up as that new version of you. So Mercury's having that dip. Mercury's having that dip. Okay, so do pay attention to that. And of course, as it pops up back into Pisces, you've alchemized your thought process, how you want to exchange your energy is naturally being alchemized. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, it's going to look like this on that day. We need to observe and pay attention, because that's what we're doing here. We're just observing and we're paying attention. Okay, if this does resonate, if you've got this far, please give me a thumbs up. Drop a comment, because it does help with the algorithm. But thank you. I highly appreciate it. So yeah, and of course, as it does go, sorry, that's my machine beeping, but it can stand. So as it goes into Pisces, the way we kind of exchanging energy, again, I did mention it in my last week's video, but the way we're kind of exchanging energy is more of that watery depth. It's more of that watery depth. It's like more creative. It's the messenger. So again, Mercury may be giving you messages in your thoughts of, oh, you could create in this way, or be more. It's very artistic. It's very, when it comes to love as well, it's very like you want the depth of it. So yes, that is what I'm seeing with this whole Pisces dip. So I want to get into the new moon, no moon, new moon, no moon on the 21st. So it is going to be in Pisces again. I'm loving this energy. Okay, I'm loving this energy, and I am going to pick it up and also show you on the calendar, because why not? So on the 21st, Pisces, no moon, new moon. So what does this mean? So for me, the moon, when it is not visible in the sky, because basically it's just not there. You can't see it. So that's why I say no moon. But its influences basically are lessened. So the way the moon moves, its influence and impact on us, it's less. It's less, meaning we're moving to a more logical and rational way. Our emotions are moving us, and our thoughts are, no, our feelings and our emotions, our intuition are much more logical based, because the illumination of the moon isn't there. Yeah, it's not there. So you'll be thinking more logical, more rational. And the fact that it's in Pisces, I just find amazing, because we've got a lot of Pisces energy. We've got the sun, so our ego is operating through Pisces. We've got Mercury, that's operating through Pisces. We've got Jupiter, which is operating through Pisces. This is why I want to do that video, you know, on how it's all impacting us. We also have Neptune, that's operating through Pisces, as well as Chiron, which is chilling in Pisces up until like 2024 at some point. So this no moon now, how I'm seeing it, how we are gonna kind of go about, how our emotions will move us internally, we would come to logical and rational like conclusions and feelings, in essence, on how to implement all of this Piscean energy. That's what I'm seeing happening here on the 21st. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So pay attention. Obviously, I'm always going to say pay attention because it's about observing, okay? Pay attention to what comes up there because that's what I'm seeing, Pisces. It's the, as I said, it's the last zodiac in the wheel where the sun passes through. So it is the last one. And it's like, whew, how are we now? We've had a taste of all the, did that just lock off? Why does it do that? It literally locks off and says you're live. Anyway, it is going to Pisces. It's the all, isn't it, basically? And it's like, okay, you're ready to now level up. And I feel that that's why it's heavy Pisces energy, because it's just like, take what you have experienced, alchemize all that and get ready for the new. Okay, so, and we're going to come about it in a logical way, because I know when the moon is illuminated, you can be ruled more, but your intuition is on point, but you can be ruled more by your feelings. You can be a bit more irrational and just like, I'm just doing it anyway because that's how I feel type of thing when the moon is illuminated. But when it's not, you are more logical and rational about how you're going to do it. Excuse me. Okay, so yes, pay attention to that. And of course now the moon, the mover of our emotions, is moving through. I hope that that's not too loud, you know, it's loud in my ear, but it's Cetus on the, I was going to say something. Oh yes, whilst I'm filling out the moon transits and then we'll go through it. Would anyone like a free reading? I'm going to do, I had a lovely review. And because I see the signs based off the visible sky, because I see the signs based off the physical sky, it shows a different picture and a different story. So I'm actually offering, based off the visible sky, free readings. I've had 2 so far. I'm doing 5 or 6 in total. I've asked on Facebook. So I'm asking here as well if anyone would like one. Message me on my Facebook, but I kind of need to do it through my page because that's where I'm going to send it. So my page should be linked below. It's Kelita Sahliah anyway. There's going to be 2 that pop up and it's the page one. And just message me if you'd like a free reading. We'll go into depth, basically. You would figure out, we'll look into which lens your ego operates through, your internal values, your material values, your way of thinking and how you exchange your energy, your drive and your passions, which area you will naturally expand in, where you have the most discipline and structure, the area you can bring most change about in, the area you have most depth in, what you are coded to basically make happen in your lifetime now, your most suppressed area, which is also your strength, the area you're coded to have most fortune and prosperity in, your wounded aspect, which is also your greatest strength, as well as the coat that you put on for this world and the coat you've taken off, so your rising and descendant. So anyway, if you would like a reading, a free one, let me know and I'd love a review in exchange. And I feel I will be offering readings because why not? I don't think I can do it often because I homeschool. My schedule's a little bit, oh, the pen. My schedule's a little bit tight, but I'm open to it because seeing myself in this way just made so much more sense. So I'd like to offer that for other people too. And I'm offering a free one. So hit me up. I can't do loads because it takes a lot of energy. It really does. But hit me up if you'd like a free one before they all go. So the moon, the mover of our emotions, before we touch on tarot. On the 22nd, the moon as well is having its Cetus watery dip. And I find it interesting because the moon obviously moves around the most quickest, but it's not every time it dips into Cetus. It's like every other time. You see what I mean? So I've noticed that pattern. I've noticed it. So it dips into Cetus at about 3 a.m. on GMT, so English, British time, on the 22nd. And then it comes back up into Pisces at about 3:30 p.m., round about that time. 333 333. And then on the 23rd it jumps into Aries, and then on the 25th it ends in Taurus. So how am I basically seeing this? And of course it's still in the no moon phase, so this is still all rational and logical thinking. So of course, as it's dipped into Pisces anyway, more rational basically on how to implement your Piscean energy. Everyone's going through Piscean energy right now. You would go at it from your perspective, of course, but you'll be implementing aspects of the Piscean coding. It will have its watery dip, so your internal values. So the moon is a representator of our internal values. So the sun is external and our ego, the moon is internal, and our feelings, our intuition. So our intuition, our feelings is also having that Cetus watery dip. It's having that level up. It's like, okay, the way we have been feeling throughout this whole time, the way our emotions have moved us throughout this whole wheel and circle, we've learnt from it now. We have learnt, and it's time to implement and alchemize. Like I said, Cetus is the alchemizer. It alchemizes what you've done. Alchemize it so you can become it. You have that dip, you alchemize it of your thoughts and your feelings, and then you go back up through the watery pearly gates of heaven, if you want to talk that language. But as it goes back into Pisces, so again, it's remembering the all in everything, you know what I mean? I described a lot about Pisces before. Stick around also as well for my mini decodes going into every one of these in more detail, using gematria, linking it to the periodic table, numerology, and all of that. Because as I go through the lives, it's kind of just mentioning it, and anyone who wants to know deeper details on what each one is about, there will be mini videos coming out. Okay, so about 5 to 10 minutes length, fully decoding it. To have an example, I've already done 0. I'm going through the numbers 0 to 1 as well. I have already done that. It is in my video, so not my live. If you go on my page, it's in my videos. It's 0 decoded. Okay, so if you like that style, that is what they'll be about. So as it goes obviously into Aries now, after it's had its watery dip and its watery balance of energies, that yin and yang, that masculine, feminine, darkness and light, whichever you want to call it, your logical and rational thinking will be ready to operate in the new. So it's ready to be like, okay, fresh, you're ready to do things fresh. It is first house, so you may even be more logical and rational about how you feel about your appearance. That could be something that pops up on the 23rd, because Aries is first house appearance basically. And of course, as it goes then into Taurus on the 25th, it's more logical and rational after you've experienced, okay, this is how I feel about how I want to present myself to the world. Because it's not just about your appearance, but it's like, how are you showing yourself to the world, how you feel about that. It's then like, okay, let's implement that into our physical reality. It's your emotions, your feelings will be moving then into, how do I feel about this in my physical reality? Because Taurus, it is, and not only that, but Taurus, because it's like the symbol of the horns, because it is the symbol of the horns, it's basically representation of a whole toroidal field. Okay, so the Taurus is the toroidal field. So in essence, after you've gone through this whole watery birth, you know how you now want to present yourself as new. Taurus makes it happen within our physical reality, because it's like, okay, this is now the new energetic imprint that you're operating through, basically, from my lens. So the way our thoughts and feelings will still be logical, as I says, as it's moving still in the no moon, new moon phase. So here now, our feelings and our emotions will be moving in a way of, okay, I now get all of this Piscean energy. How can I implement this now into my physical reality with Taurus? So, breather, breather. Let's go through. Oh, the card for the week. It popped out right way up, you know, it really did. So we've got a Tower and Knight of Pentacles. Tower and Knight of Pentacles again. We had the Tower last week. Oh gosh, we had the Tower last week, yeah. Let me find the Knight of Pentacles, because I don't know that off by heart. But we had the Tower last week. And I had my Tower moment. Did anyone have their Tower moment last week? I had a Tower moment where I was just like, forgive my French, but I was like, fuck this, fuck everyone. Like, I don't care anymore about people's opinions. I don't care. I've got a mission to do, and I'm doing it. It's my own mission. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I am doing it. I was even on my live and I was crying because I was like, I don't care about anything. I've just got one goal now, and that really helped me to just move forward without thinking, what's people gonna say, what they're gonna do. I just done it. So I don't know what this Tower moment's gonna bring, but a Tower is basically sudden change. Basically, something is falling or something will happen that will bring about you to think or move in a different way, from a different perspective, and that's come up again. So, and like I'm saying, it makes sense because we're going through an alchemization process. Our ego is in operating through Pisces. It will be attracting those experiences to you, which will give you the opportunity to actually alchemize. Okay, so that makes sense to me. And Knight of Pentacles, let's see what that's saying. Hardworking, unadventurous, realistic or gloomy, inflexible or dedicated, cautious or afraid to take a risk, slow to get involved in love. I'm feeling the last part because I literally got to that point. I was just like, I'm not interested. I'm really not interested. Like, I don't want it. I'm just focused on what I got to do. So I feel obviously it's like either or. So it's like, what are you going to do? Be unadventurous or hardworking? You're going to be realistic or gloomy about it? Flexible, inflexible or dedicated? So it's like, okay, what are you choosing? Basically, there may be a Tower moment coming, but what are you choosing? It's either or. From whatever this Tower moment that comes, what are you going to do? Are you going to still be hardworking, dedicated, put your effort into it? Or the opposite, where you're just going to be more gloomy, inflexible about what's happening, unadventurous, not as hardworking, and afraid to take risks? Or are you going to be taking risks and being hardworking after this Tower moment happens? Do let me know as well, like, if this resonates, come back and just comment like, yes, this happened or didn't. I'd love to see. I want to see if this is helping, if it's benefiting, and all sorts. Okay, so to summarize before we fall back into the present moment, I'm not feeling to pick up the oracle cards today. Maybe another day, maybe a monthly thing, because I do a bit more when it's a new month. So maybe a monthly thing, but a weekly thing, I feel I'll just stick to the tarot. So yeah, so to summarize, I'm seeing alchemization happening, experiences being attracted to you, which presents the opportunity to show how well you can alchemize your current experiences. Okay, so that perfectly aligns with the tower for me from my lens, and also what you're gonna do after this tower moment comes. So stick at it, people. That is what I can say. And as we are winding down, deep breath, back to the present moment. So we're coming back right now to the energies of today and the recent energies for the last bit of the week. So the moon right now is in, can you see this? Sag. It's in Sag, so I'll explain what that means. Venus, of course, transited to Aries today, and Mercury transited into Pisces today. All right, so the moon, our mover of our emotions, is coming to the more logical, rational aspect of us as it's fading out. And as it's in Sagittarius right now today, you may have thought more logical ways in terms of the direction you'd like to go. Has that come up for you? Yay or nay? It's definitely started to come up for me. And of course, as it is that direction, it may be of higher learning. So if you're looking at courses, higher education, it is the centurion, so it is mystical, so it can be all of those things that's hidden and taboo, or what people like to call spiritual, or fantasy land. You may know your direction in that way, as well as higher learning, and not only just higher learning, but a higher or different alternative perspective and awareness. The moon today, let me know if that's the case. And Venus, of course, has recently entered Aries. So Venus is our values within the material realm, and it being in Aries, that is first house. So we may be more focused on our appearance, our physical appearance, and not just that, but how we would like to show ourselves in the world. Yeah, along with our material pleasures as well. Love too is in there. It's all first house. So our values will be based around that. How we would like to show and appear, first house. How we would like to show and appear in our physical appearance, and our values around that. And of course, Mercury is in earlier. I'm live. It's cut off and back on again. So strange. Why does it do that? But Mercury being in Pisces from today. So our thoughts and our process, we may be getting messages now, like clear messages, as Mercury is a messenger, on more of our creativity, our artistic style, how we can implement our depth within our message and within how we exchange our energy. So that is what I am seeing. Not what I'm seeing. Yeah, that is the current energies, the present energies of today. So I do hope that made sense. I've gone a little bit over, but there's no real time for this. As we grow, I'd like to probably have a little hangout afterwards. If anyone has questions, I'll talk a bit. I don't mind. But do remember, as we're closing out, do get your calendars. The link is listed below. It will be listed on there, if not tonight, because I'm going to do my free reading tonight. So also do let me know if you'd like a free reading or not. And yes, with that being said, people, it's going to be an alchemizing week. Like, all I can say, my biggest message is, and comment this below if you're watching this, you have no, that's too long. I'm trying to say, like, give a little affirmation. All I can say, this is my words of advice. You know what you need to do. When experiences come, you know what you need to do. You've had the experience, you've had the wisdom to know what to need to do to alchemize it. Okay, so with that being said, let me do the timestamps for this video. I highly appreciate you joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Angel out. Bye.